Hey Tom, it's Austin. How are you? Not too bad. Well, things are, we got some big changes happening this year, Tom. We're actually gonna be moving. Oh, you already heard it? Moving to Pennsylvania here. But yeah, man, it's, you know, it was a chance to get out of Connecticut. Thanks, Tom. It's good to talk to you. And one of these days, if you're in PA, let me know. We'll have you to the farm. All right, man. We'll talk to you. You too. Bye. Oh man, moving. That was my favorite pig farmer, Tom Dexter. If you're in the Connecticut area and you're looking for pigs, Tom is the guy to talk to. I have bought pigs from him for 6 years, but this year I'm not getting pigs. Let's talk about why in this video. Wanted to explain why you're not going to see pigs on our channel this year. For the first time in 6 years, I'm not getting pigs. Pigs are one of my favorite animals to raise on the homestead. They're really hardy. I have never had any pigs die ever. They, in just 6 months' time, grow from small weanlings to 100-pound animals that are just full of amazing quality meat. And I like having pigs. They're pretty easy to have. They don't have a lot of really hard needs. You just give them a little space to run around, play in the dirt, give them some fresh hay to sleep on, and keep them, you know, fed with a really good quality pig feed and automatic waterers. And you have a really easy way to put a couple 100 pounds of meat on your table. I find a lot of homesteaders get chickens first. It's like the first livestock. And then I find a lot of people get goats. It's like the second animal people wind up getting. Honestly, I think pigs should be the second livestock you get because, in my opinion, they're easier to raise than even goats. They're easier to contain as long as you have some good fencing. Goats jump over fencing and push through fencing and will crawl under. Pigs, you just need to make sure your fencing is secure into the ground. They're easy to feed. They don't have the same health issues as goats. Over the last few years of doing goats, I have lost quite a few goats. Getting into things they shouldn't, eating poisonous plants, worms, all kinds of ways goats find to kill themselves. Pigs don't do that. What you got there, bud?
Eggs. This is what happens when it's springtime and you don't collect the eggs for the whole day. But they're still clean. You get clean and a jackpot of eggs. One of my sister's chickens was in there, but there's too many eggs in the other egg laying spot, so I couldn't take the eggs that were in that egg laying box.
This is the time of year that I would be going to pick up pigs. Every year I'd go on to Tom Dexter's and I would pick up the pigs and I'd back the trailer into our pig pen here and unload a bunch of little feeder pigs. I want to show you the pig pen. This thing is awesome. I think a lot of homesteaders go with goats before they get pigs because they're afraid that pigs are hard to house and contain. But when compared with goats, pigs are not that difficult. Case in point, this pig pen here, I've never had a pig break out of it, but I've had goats break out of it. We built this because we had researched how to keep pigs, what will keep them in. We found that keeping pigs on concrete, obviously they can't root down into concrete, so that was a good way to have an escape-proof pig pen. And then we recessed our fencing right down into the concrete, secured it to 4x4 posts. This whole pad is just totally escape-proof. And then we just built them this 3-walled structure, roof, 3 walls, something they could get out of the wind. The pigs, if you raise them through the spring, summer, and fall, they don't need really warm shelter. They just need something to be a windbreak and to keep them out of the rain. Now I know I just said that pigs are easy to contain and then I showed you like this escape-proof concrete fortress. But the pigs weren't in this holding pen their entire life. Most of the time they were on the farm, I would leave them right on the dirt. We had a little bit of fencing that was buried into the ground and they were out in the dirt and the rocks and the grass and they really enjoyed that. And I only needed that concrete holding pen as a backup in case they would ever escape, which they only ever did in 6 years maybe 2 times. Goats totally beat them on that number. This is an automatic water nipple. These are huge. If you're raising pigs, having those nipples makes life so much easier. Pigs are notoriously bad about destroying water buckets, and so having automatic water and water really close by just makes life so much easier when you're raising pigs. The final part of the puzzle with raising pigs, feed storage. Pigs are heavy feeders. They go through a lot of grain. And no, you cannot just feed pigs grass. If you've heard of grass-fed pork, you can put pigs out on grass, they enjoy life out on grass, but if you just feed them grass, you're not gonna get the product you're looking for. You're gonna have a very small and sick pig. So you need bulk grain storage, something that's rodent proof. We had that made custom for us. This thing is really cool. I haven't showed this much on the channel, but this thing was custom made. The idea was that you could put a set of forks in there, lift this thing up, put it in the back of a pickup truck. The legs telescope up so you could set it in a pickup truck, drive to the feed mill, fill it up with a ton of feed, bring it back to the farm, pick it up with the forklift, extend the legs, and then whenever you need feed, just turn the lever and out comes the feed. Didn't quite work out that way. I didn't ever have a machine on farm that was strong enough to lift 1 ton like that. But it was good in theory and the storage was nice. We have everything that you need for raising, 2 to 10 pigs. And I say 2 to 10 because you never want to raise just 1 pig. That would be a sad pig. You got to have at least 2. Everything's in place. Everything you need. Why are we not getting pigs then? Most of you already know why. We're moving. We're packing up this entire farm in the next month or so here. Peak growing season for livestock like pigs. And while we are moving lots of livestock, pigs will definitely not be one of them. Cows, they're easy to train. You can teach them to walk with a lead, teach them to follow a bucket. Goats are a disaster, but they're easy enough to handle. Most of the goats we have right now I can scoop up and just throw in a puppy carrier. But pigs are a total different animal when it comes to transporting. Loading day with pigs is always a huge ordeal. You see, pigs are suspicious animals. They like what they're used to. And you put something new like a trailer, a ramp, a moving truck into the equation, they get really suspicious really fast, and they dig their heels in. You've heard the saying, dig your heels in. It's probably where it came from. There's another saying you might not have heard, but we say it all the time here on the farm. You can't push a pig. No matter how hard you try, if a pig doesn't want to go somewhere, it's not going. When we were thinking about what we're gonna do this year on this homestead and what we were gonna grow for our family, the animals we were gonna raise, and we knew the move was coming, we were trying to think, what did it make sense to do, what would be easy enough to transport, and what are we gonna have to skip? And unfortunately, despite the fact that they're my favorite animal to raise on the homestead, they're great to work with, they turn a ton of good meat out, they're just all around wonderful animals, we figured it was gonna be too much work to have to move pigs. Just wasn't something that we wanted to do. And by the time we get settled in, the good pig growing season will be over and it just won't be worth doing. So this year, for the first time in 6 years, I'm not gonna be raising pigs. And I am a little bit bummed out about it. Fortunately, last year we had a lot of extra pork at the end of our season, so we won't be short on bacon. Well, we will be short on bacon. Bacon, you always go through bacon first. Did you know, like, on average, a pig yields about 15 pounds of bacon? It's not that much. If you use up the jowl bacon, you get more. Speaking of jowl bacon, I have a really great course right now. You're not gonna see anything about pigs this year on our channel, but if you wanna raise feeder pigs, I have a master class all about raising feeder pigs. If you become a Homesteady Pioneer, click right there. It's $5 a month. You get access to all our master classes instantly, including raising feeder pigs. So while you won't see them on our channel this year, you can take that class. It teaches you everything you need to know, including how to ask the butcher to cut your pig up so you get the most yield. Instead of just 17 pounds of bacon, you get like 20 pounds, some bonus bacon.